Om Maha Ganapataye Namaha. In this video, I'm going to respond and share my thoughts about a question that was asked to me in one of my other videos, how to find meaningful relationships. So, in the most simple way possible, the way to find meaningful relationships is to find meaning in yourself or increase your self-worth. The bottom line is the amount of value, the way that you self-image is the kind of people you're going to attract. And in general, your internal environment, if you know from watching my past videos, is everything. So let me give you some examples. When you start to work on yourself and you start to increase your confidence, increase your self-worth, how do you increase your self-worth and all these things? I will talk about that in a few moments. What you will find is certain people will fall out of your life and certain people will come into your life. And this will all happen naturally and organically. So the best way to find a meaningful relationship is not to search for one, but to attract it. So I will give a technique also, and as well as some more practical information on how to do this. So the way to build your self-worth, your self-value, and why you're doing this, after all, is because of particle physics, observer theory, which says the inside and the outside are the same. So the self-image that you're holding on to, you're going to attract those people. So if, for example, let me give you some examples. If you don't value yourself, you're going to attract people around you who don't value you. You see how it works? If you don't value yourself, people around you aren't going to value you. Similarly, any negative belief about yourself or feeling that you have towards yourself, that is the kind of people that you will bring into your life, because all you're doing, it's not that they're randomly coming into your life. What's happening is simply it's physics. Your mindset is aligning your reality. So you are, although it seems like you're attracting them into your life, all that's happening is your mindset's rearranging the reality to align with the kind of belief you have. So to increase your self-confidence and self-worth, you have to strive to empower yourself and to treat yourself as valuable. So how do we treat ourselves in unvaluable ways? By disrespecting time, by not taking care of ourselves, eating a very poor diet, eating for more for pleasure and not for health. Not that it's wrong to eat for pleasure, but with a balance. Doing activities that don't support us. All these things develop our self-image. Now, whether we realize it or not, because we're only functioning mostly out of our conscious mind, subconsciously when we do certain things that indicate that we don't respect ourselves, we don't value ourselves, subconsciously that it puts into you certain concepts that you're not valuable and you're not worthy. This is why we have these things. People wonder why it's called as cognitive dissonance. This is a perfect example of cognitive dissonance. You think you want to have confidence in these things, but then you go and do things that lower your self-esteem. Whatever that may be for you, activities that lower your self-esteem, things that aren't enriching, things that are just wasting your life, or whatever it is, disempowering, that matters. See, that culminates and creates a negative self-image, and then you attract it. So you want to boost that by incorporating things into your life that make you feel good. Wear nice clothes. Make a point to live in beauty. Make a point to keep your house clean. Keep your body in good shape. Eat well. Exercise. Meditate. Just take care of yourself. And just by doing simple things, you will be able to notice immediately your self-confidence, your self-esteem will start to rise very steadily. I have to say, in particular, something that I've noticed in my own life or observed is diet is a major, major, major thing. Not diet, but the food and in general what you're taking in. Food is a very important one because it's a chemical. Whatever you eat, you become that. So I've noticed when I've gone and changed my diet to eating more pure type of foods, my mindset changes. I've noticed that a lot of when I would be frustrated or angry, a lot of it, majority of it, was triggered by stuff that I would eat. And as a result, I would also go on to make bad decisions after that. Because when you eat, there's different modes of being. There's what's called as rajas, sattvic, and tamas. A lot of us eat a very tamasic diet, frozen foods, highly processed foods, very, very heavy, things that make you kind of feel sedated, lazy, overeating, very tamasic. And this tamasic mindset is not just a way of eating, it makes you inspires you or orients you to make certain decisions. You become a very tamasic orientation. And this leads to depression and self-hate and all these things. So I would recommend personally, as a very practical thing, something that is why I'm recommending it's a very simple shift you can make that will produce profound results if you can get your diet and exercise in order. Exercise, the simplest thing is go for walks. Take care of yourself. The more that you invest into your self-esteem, the more you invest into yourself, the more you're going to get out. Now, a technique to add on to this, using mantras, because as you know, mantras are perhaps the most powerful way to create, because sound is in of itself the creative principle or the underlying foundation from which matter and reality itself exists, according to particle physics, according to many different spiritual traditions, including Christianity, including the yogic tradition, including the Kabbalah tradition, including the Egyptian tradition. All different kinds of tradition are all saying the same thing that now science is agreeing with through their own, they came to that conclusion by themselves. The mantra for attracting relationships is Kleem. And don't take this mantra from me. What you want to do is go, after watching this video, or I'll put a link in the description, go and get this mantra from Dr. Ply and hear it in his voice, because that itself is an initiation. So the concept of mantras is the initiation is only as powerful as a person giving it. Dr. Ply has the copyrights on that mantra. For various reasons I'm not going to go into, but get that mantra from him. What is that mantra going to do? That mantra is going to help open your heart up. So Dr. Ply has a teaching that says, if you are full of love, you will attract like crazy. So if you want to master attraction, which after all is the best as far as I'm concerned, in my observation and my experience, the best kind of manifestation is attraction. Because attraction is beautiful, because it takes your ego out of it. You don't have to go out and worry and look around and find things. You simply attract things. And once you experience this, if you haven't before, where something incredible comes into your life that is exactly what you wanted. It comes in your life at the perfect time, in the perfect way. Like the stars are aligned and poof, this miracle comes into your life. I'll give you an example. The house that I'm living in now. I had a strong desire. I was living in Illinois and I wanted to live in Northern California, where I live now, near Mount Shasta. I wanted to live in a cabin. I wanted to have the wood fire and all these things, and nature and all this stuff. I had this idea in my mind, and this was going on for a while. And then one day, a friend of mine, I was telling them about this. And they said, "Why don't you go look online and see what happens?" I kid you not. I went online, and that very day, I found the house that had just been put on the market. I think within 24 hours or something like this. Just got on the market. It was in the perfect price range. It was actually somehow less than what I was paying to live in a small townhouse, Illinois. It was $100 less per month, and I flew out here right away, and it was the house was a dream scenario. I walk up the driveway, there's two deer laying in the front yard, a big buck with big huge antlers, a big deer. The house was exactly like out of my dreams. And this is an example of attraction. I aligned my reality by holding on to the concept and by empowering my consciousness to bring that into my life. So if you want to find fulfilling relationships, don't try to go and look for them. Don't try to learn ways about how to talk to girls or how to talk to guys and all these things. You work on yourself, because if you don't and you try to get into a relationship, you're going to end up probably being very disappointed, because you're going to reflect on that person, and that person's going to reflect that back to you. And after all, they may not be the best person for you. So you want to make yourself the best person you can be and get yourself in balance, and you will find the people that you want in your life will show up. Opportunities, Maybe people that are already in your life now or associated will start to become more prominent. So you see, this is how this particle physics works. It's not about going outside and looking for relationships. It's about fixing your internal environment. Now, I will quickly, because this video is getting a little long, I want to address one more thing that this person mentioned about karma. She said an astrologer told her that because of her astrology, that she wouldn't get a relationship in a certain amount of time. Now, what Dr. Ply would say to this is karma, the astrology that comes from the karma that comes from astrology, which is a blueprint of our karma itself. It is true. It is a predestiny that you have created in the past. However, it is not fatalist. It is not final. It can be changed. So if you can find out the planet that's blocking it, you can do remedies for that planet, or you can use this mantra Kleem. Using this mantra Kleem is a way of changing your karma, because the way Dr. Ply defines karma, karma is your mindset. And bearing in mind, no pun intended, that your mindset is not just your conscious mind, it's the subconscious environment. So you have to get in there into your subconscious environment and rearrange it and sort of nurture that subconscious environment to attract the relationships you want. You can do that most powerfully through sound. There's also another sound that is targeted specifically to remove not just relationship karma, but Kleem will do that too, but all kinds of karma, and that is Tirunilakantam. I'll put a link in the description below this video as well, where you can get that mantra for free on YouTube. So I hope this video helps provide some clarity and some inspiration. And as always, if you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them underneath this video. And if you'd like to be notified for future videos, click subscribe and the bell notification. God bless.